Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Trails the Third. For today we still have more memories we need to go over, but I got a nice little tip in the comments about leaving the arena and door number 14 till after the game. Because of, one, the arena, the super boss, the nightmare mode. It has basically the extra end game content. And there are small few spoilers for what we're about to see if we continue the story. So, what are we gonna do today? We are gonna do the Rennes door number 15, and depending on whether or not the amount of time we have left, we'll continue on with the main story. And that's the reason why, if you look very closely, we can see that Rennes is in our party, so we are ready to move straight to that door. So let's do that. You know what? I think I'm gonna have a quick look to see if we can update Rennes' equipment, because there's one thing that I do want to do before we actually go ahead with the main story, which I thought we still have a few more rest pieces between the episodes, and that is check that we have the best equipment with everyone. Which doesn't necessarily mean that we need to buy the best shirt. It means that we have to make a choice for the agility, the speed, and that kind of stuff, opposite to the defensive points of that best piece of armor that we can get in the store, and see which one do we want to have if we move on forward. And so far, I think we are pretty well suited for a lot of things. But I think I can at least buy a better weapon for Rennes, yes. From 23 to 24, so that's one upgrade. We don't have mirror for it, but we have a lot of sapit from going down the abyss. I think it's only... I'm not gonna risk it, I'm gonna do Rennes, just in case that her memory is not just a memory. Let's get you to 16. Yeah, this should be enough at least for her. Because I think I've arranged like 90% of everybody orbments. I think there are a few which I can change their setup to a golden gem instead of the level 4 one. And I think, I don't know if I have enough to buy all of them. I think I can buy most of them. And after that, I think we're practically done with all of that. That means that every sapit we have after that is technically ready to be used for conversion, so we can buy our equipment pieces. Which, as you can already imagine, is quite the investment. Look, like with Rennes, we have like a shit ton of agility that we get from our equipment from the jacket, and even though like we get like 400 extra defense points, I don't know if it's worth changing just because of that. Because of all the other stats, they also work really well. So I think with most people, I'm probably just gonna switch to the cosmic gear if they have no additional stats increased with the equipment that I have, or if it's more than 500 defense points increase, because that's just too much to ignore. What I'm more hoping is that I get more lucky in between episodes by the drop that the enemies give, because getting a Ninja Guard +3, that would be amazing, because that would be better than the cosmic gear by far. In my own opinion, of course. But I'm a sucker for agility and speed. I don't know why, but that's just the case. Alright, I think we're ready. Let's move over to the doors. Well, let's over to 15. And I have been warned that it could be a pretty dark memory. So we have to prepare ourselves for that. So let's get in it. Bring to me the girl, loved by the world darkness. Only then shall the door open. Yeah, and that's the reason why I want to increase her equipment, just in case she has to undergo a trial before we see the memory. I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. I wander indifferently in a place that exists beyond good and evil, beyond life and death. There is no fortune or misfortune, no happiness, no sadness. White and black tear into me, heaven and earth torment me. I've been defiled. Where does it begin and where does it end? I don't belong anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. But the world just keeps on turning around me. 1. Paradise. Which number would you like today? 15. Certainly. I've been nominated, Rennes. Be sure to treat our customer with care. The place was simply known as Paradise. No doubt the building itself had a proper name, but none of us were ever told it. Nor were we ever told exactly where in the land we were, or what we were doing here. Or indeed, how we ended up there to begin with. Morning. Morning, Rennes. Oh, you've finally woken up. Hi, Cross. Welcome to Paradise, Rennes. Welcome to Paradise. I'm going to have to go, Rennes. I've got to go and work. Again? Yeah, it's fine though. I'll be back before long. Be a good girl and wait here in the meantime, okay? Cross was always busy with work, and today was no different. What exactly he did and where he did it, I didn't know. But whatever it was clearly horrible. He wasn't the only one either. The other children were always going out to work too. But for some reason, no one ever called me. The other children became weaker and more emaciated by the day, and yet I spent my time eating delicious food and playing with dolls. I, and only I, was somehow special. Cross always referred to me as a princess. Morning, Rennes. It sure is beautiful out today, huh? Kinda stuffy in here though. Let's open up a window, okay? The girl's name is Etta. She was always smiling and brimming with curiosity, poking her nose into anything and everything in the room and earning a scolding from Cross for it. Hey, you wanna play with me? I wanna play with dolls too. Oh, I don't mind, but do you even have the time? Don't you have to work later? Or do you not have to go and wear any weird clothes today? Well, Cross is working at the moment, so I've got some free time. He sure has been getting nominated a lot lately. Maybe that's just what people are into these days. Etta was somewhat a precocious girl. She loved making stupid jokes and giggling away at them. Ajay, meanwhile, was more polite and mature. Perhaps that's why she was nominated by so many older men. Anything that stood about her was the way she never once acted like she hated her work. No matter the day, she always performed with skill and care. How come you never seem to hate your work, Ajay? I thought it really hurt. Oh, I'm fine. It's nothing you need to worry about, Rennes. There's a few tricks that make it really simple to manage, once you know them. So don't worry about me. You just focus on being happy like you always are. Okay. And that's a good girl. If you're happy, I'm happy. Then, There was Quatre, whose small, delicate stature always ended with him being battered and played with roughly like he were some sort of doll. Did you seriously end up getting beaten again? Yeah, I don't know why either. They said it's some kind of new game, but I don't get it. Oh, don't worry about me, Ren. I'm fine, honest. I'm used to it. It doesn't even hurt me anymore. As long as I can come back and find you here, I can deal with anything. Quatre was always bleeding out of our sight. Maybe that was part of his charm. I'm sure beautiful people must shed beautiful blood. Yeah, this definitely is a children brothel of some kind, isn't it? A place where they get tortured. I'm back, Ren. Sorry, that ended up taking longer than I thought it would. Then finally, there was Cross. He was basically our leader. Cross, Etta, Ajay, Quatre, and me. Each of them was so dear to me, and we spent all the time we could together in this one room. To my understanding, there were other children in the building, but they didn't matter to me. The only ones who did were the 4 friends I spent my days with. The 4 who lived in paradise alongside me. Princess, Chapter 2. Hey Cross, what happened to the others? How come it's just me and you in here now? What are you talking about, Ren? What others? It's always been just you and me in here. Really? Are you sure? I feel like there were more. Nope, there weren't. It always been just you and me. I was only later when I realized it was Cross who had hidden the others from me. Whether that was so I didn't have to worry about them, or because things had gotten so bad he didn't even think I should see them. I don't know. But he always tried to keep my eyes covered from the harsh reality of what was going on around me, so I could keep living in blissful ignorance. Let me give you a useful tip, Ren. Always be sure to say, "It would be my pleasure." Saying that makes everyone smile. No matter what you have to do or what people do to you, always respond with, "It would be my pleasure." Funny how that works, right? After all, it's the customers you're pleasing, not you. Let me give you one too then. I use this all the time. The best thing to do is to try to imagine how your customer is feeling. Like, this must feel really good for them. They seem to love me doing this, or... It's not enough to make you stop feeling pain, but it does stop you needing to worry about doing any unpleasant things. Always try to think about what you can do to make the customer happy. That's key. Well, I suppose I should say something too. You should never cry and say you're sorry to a customer. Saying sorry just makes them want to hurt you more. No matter how much it hurts, no matter how sad you feel, don't ever cry. Don't ever say sorry, because no one ever forgives you, even if you do so. What if all these children are actually not in the same room with her, but are different iterations of her mind, like she's shattered from all the abuse she's getting? I don't know. There's definitely something going on there that's very unsavory. Definitely. Thanks everyone, but I can't see myself needing any of these tips. I never have to do any work. All I have to do is sit in here and hug my dolls. I never have to leave this room. And that is how it should be. You're a princess and you're really important to us. See what I mean? Like, if this is like what I said, like a brothel where kids are being exploited and abused, they won't leave one out, for lack of a better word. So it gives me the idea that they are all pieces of her mind, shattered. So she can survive all the abuse and the onslaught that she has to undergo every day. Maybe. And that's why they are saying that she is important to them. It's like they are protecting her innocence. We're all here to protect you, and that's why we make sure you don't need to see a thing, Ren. Game. What are you doing, Ren? I'm drawing. Look, this is a monster. The monster that's got us locked up in here. He's got golden eyes, black scales, and its mouth is stained red with the blood of all the people it ate. The color of sin, huh? How lovely. Its stomach got to be white though, otherwise you wouldn't know which side was the front. That's very true. Where is everyone? Are they all out working? Ren, there are no others. There's only me and you here. Really? Are you sure? I don't know. I'm sure. From the very start, it's just been me and you. No others. Now let's draw together, shall we? And maybe we can draw a princess next. That would be nice. Cross was doing a good job at covering my eyes from reality, but there was one thing he couldn't completely keep from me. He was getting tired. After the others disappeared, he started taking on all of the work himself, and because of that, slowly he began to finish too. Okay, let's clean you up, Ren. You're really dirty today. Thanks, and you're always so kind. I'm sorry, Ren. If I wasn't so hopeless, I swore I'd protect you, and yet... What's wrong, Cross? You're not looking too good. It's nothing, I'm fine. Cross? I just told you, I'm fine. This is all your fault. Mine? Yours. Everything is your fault. You wasted no time in killing all the others. Why are you letting me live for so long? It's all your fault. Why haven't you killed me? It's all your fault. Why haven't you killed me? It's all your fault. Why haven't you killed me? Okay, that's weird. I'm already dead as it is. Why won't you kill me? Ren. Eventually, my first job came, and there was no one else to take it, so there was no one else to go out in my place. That's why I had to do it myself. I had to step outside that room for the first time. You've been nominated, Ren. Be sure to treat our customer with care. What are you doing, Ren? Just do what you usually do. What's going on here? I was led to believe number 15 was special. Oh, she's not normally like this, I can assure you. She's usually a good girl. I don't know what's gotten into her. She's our little angel, capable of meeting all our customers' needs, no matter what they may be. Come on, Ren. Say hello. You've done this enough times now. What are you going to do today? A sweet doll? A cool boy? That wasn't me. What? That wasn't me. 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 Someone says something. I close my eyes like always. Someone does something. I close my eyes like always. I do just as I always do. I do just as I always do. I do just as I always do. I do just as I always do and go out to work. The water of life. Cross once said that even those near to death could be full of energy again if they drank this. He said it was made to drink it all the time and that its taste was sweet and syrupy. Drink up, Ren. I mixed quite a lot of syrup in today. Drink up nice and slowly. That's it. That's it. Make sure not to spill any now. Drink up every last drop. Well, please take your time. As the owner went to leave, his head seemed to distort slightly. Maybe he's getting old, or maybe he's just wearing a disguise of some kind. Oh, the medicine is starting to kick in. Well, Ren, why don't we sit and have a little chat together? It would be my pleasure. You're always such a good girl. It would be my pleasure. It would be my pleasure. Yeah. Morning, Ren. It sure is beautiful out today, huh? Kinda stuffy in here though, so let's open up a window, okay? Hey, you wanna play with me? I wanna play with dolls too. Klaus is working at the moment, so I've got some free time. Be sure to be getting nominated a lot today lately. Maybe that's just what people are into these days. Yeah, like I said, her shattered mind just trying to deal with all the shit that's happening to her, all the abuse. The only way she can survive something like that, to just not be there. I'm fine. It's nothing you need to worry about, Ren. There's a few tricks that make it really simple to manage once you know them. So don't worry about me. Just focus on being happy like you always are. That's a good girl. Yeah, all they've been saying up till now. It was all Ren. I don't know either why either. They said it's some kind of new game, but I don't get it. Don't worry about me though. I find honest. I'm used to it. It doesn't even hurt anymore. Yeah. Really takes things into a really different perspective, doesn't it? Knowing that it was all her that had to handle all of that. What are you doing, Ren? The color of sin, huh? How lovely. Yeah, and that's the last couple of things that I said. Even her shattered pieces of her mind didn't survive all of that. All of them have gone. Yeah. The day she was recruited or rescued, depending on how you look at it. What in? Those subhuman monsters. Can people even keeping living on like this? How can you even call someone in this state alive? I'm guessing she's inflicted all those cross-like marks on herself, probably in order to maintain her own sanity. She wanted to keep living that much? This is a living human. I want to see what she's like when she's really alive, Loie. Can we take her into the society? The dream goes on. You're strong, Ren. That was what Joshua said to me one day. It wasn't something I'd heard before either. You're strong, Ren. Yes, I am. I'm strong. I'm strong. As an enforcer candidate, Ren proved to be exceptionally capable. Then one day, Joshua disappeared, and the world just kept on turning. Just where has Joshua gone anyway? All he said was that he was going to do a job and it was going to take a while. I wanted him to know that I've become a proper enforcer now. I wanted to introduce to him my real papa and mama too. But I suppose all of that can wait. He'll come back eventually. I know he will. Then he can tell me all about what he did while he was away. But he'll definitely be back. He will. A baby? How sweet. He's so cute. A brand new life, clean and pure, untainted by anything. He's probably a good child. He'll be raised well and grow up to be a fine, respectable adult. Unlike me. Death path was close to me long ago. I hope you'll find happiness, nameless child. Why? He's really cute, isn't he? He looks just like his mother. There, that's a good boy. I still regret what happened to our last child. But it looks like the goddess didn't abandon us after all. Don't tell me that's her actual parents. Did they sell her? No, I thought we weren't going to talk about that anymore. We need to leave the past in the past. I suppose you're right. It's sad, but it's probably what she would want too. There we go. Who's a good little baby? Rennes, impure children. The past. What happened to our last child? Really? That was what I was? From the very beginning? From the day I was born, I was... Rennes. Oh, Louis. As enforcers, we have the freedom to do whatever we want, whenever we want. It's up to you what you want to do. I won't make that choice for you. I can't help but wonder whether they're even worth the effort of cutting down. But that's your choice to make. I wander indifferently in place that exists beyond good and evil, beyond life and death. There's no fortune or misfortune, no happiness, no sadness. White and black tear into me. Heaven and earth torment me. I've been defiled. Where does it begin and where does it end? I don't belong anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. But the world just keeps on turning around me. Unbeknownst to me, the world just kept on turning. But that's fine. The world is always turning for my sake. That's why I've got nothing to feel sad about. I don't care about some silly imposters. They're not my real papa and mama. I have Pater Mater now. It's so cold. Ah, thanks, Pater Mater. That's right. I'm in the right. I'm in the right. I'm always happy. I'm always having fun. Because I'm... The world doesn't revolve around you. And it won't always change because you demand it. It should be obvious, because I really care about you, Rennes. Estelle? I won't lecture you anymore. Rennes, you answer how your heart tells you. It's almost dawn. Let's go. We're going to Crossbell. Once we're high enough, switch off your boosters and switch to your regular flight engines. Is it where we're gonna see her again after all of this? In Crossbell? Because I assume that this is like in between the episodes, like where she's thinking about herself or what she actually wants now that she is technically gone from Ouroboros. Like, does she go back or does she go to Estelle and Joshua? Because I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Rennes again. If it is in Cold Steel somewhere, it will be in the Crossbell arc. I wonder. I guess we'll just have to wait. But yeah. you would wish no one the kind of childhood she has, and it's the main reason why she is who she is. So different. But yeah, side story. Paradise finished. Receive nothingness. Is there going to be a specific one to her? Let's have a check. Attacks inflict a random status ailment without fail. So it can't be blocked or something? Oh, that should be in against the death one, isn't it? How useful will this be? Because death is also a random status ailment. But any status ailment you inflict upon an enemy, it will always be beneficial to the fight. Because if it's muted or sealed, it sleeps, is iced, it will always be more advantageous to us than anything else. Maybe for Kevin? What do you actually have for? Yeah, I don't think you have anything, do you? You have basically this massive collection of things, like Sand, Eagle Eye, Information, Septian, Vein, and Luck. I want to keep Death Blow on the rest of them. But the thing is, it says without fail. I think I wonder, will there still be able to resist it, or is without fail that it will 100% hit if they can? Probably. So if they resisted against it, it probably won't work, but other times it will, because that is without fail. So who do we want to give this to? I definitely want to give it to someone. Because the thing I'm thinking about is that this would be extremely useful against boss fights. Like an added thing to have worked against them. Especially when we go to Nightmare Mode Arena later on. Any infliction we can give the enemy, the boss, it will all work in our favor. The question is, how does nothingness work? And you would say that nothingness, it feels like it belongs to Rennes. But I don't want to take death away from her necessarily. Even though, technically, because we don't have Rennes so much in our party as we can, and her magic and healing capabilities are actually pretty decent, so we could just as well give death to Tita, which we use a lot, as she has now medium range, you can hit a lot of enemies. Having an extra percentage of death might work to our benefit, doesn't it? Does it give her the nothingness? Does it give us any new type of magic with what it is? Probably not. Maybe a small change, but not a lot. Ooh, cockatoos. I don't think we had that in here before. All the status differences, which is really good to have. Yeah, so basically we are changing Ram more into a very good support art user. Maybe we can give her the Death Blow. Then she has an extra big chance of getting death during fights, which would be extremely beneficial to us later on in the game. Especially when we're fighting a bigger group of enemies, because like I said, she has with the best gun, the one with the maintenance Siberian ore, instead of an S area, an M area. And that's you should realize that is a pretty big area. Can you imagine how much death she can rain down upon our enemies? She would be more of an angel of death than a Rennes is, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think this is a good way of handling things. Alright. I think I'm gonna leave it here. It's a little bit shorter than normal, but just like with the other one we had when we had a memory just go past the half-hour mark. we might as well just leave it here. Then in between the episodes, I will handle all the orbment placements of everyone. And with what we have left with the Sepit, we use to max out all the equipment of everyone we have. And in between, if I can, I will fight some more monsters in the Abyss, which from the ones that I know will drop very, very great equipment. And I'm talking about the +3 ninja garb and stuff like that, which can be very beneficial. It's gonna make us extremely fast, and that way also I can test the new agility stat that we gave with Joshua, who has an agility stat of 435 now. I have no idea how that will impact fights, but I am very curious to find out. But yeah, so next time we'll continue on with the main story. We're gonna see how it plays out, and once we finish the main story, which I don't think will be the next episode, we're probably gonna be busy for like 2 or 3 at least, we'll go back and finish up the arena, and after that door number 14. So that's a little bit about what I'm thinking about of how we're gonna handle things. But for now, prepare for the main story, and next episode we're gonna go through with that. So until then, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and make sure to be back next time as we continue on with Trails the Third. Bye bye.